The search party continues its search for Canine Keena tonight. This is all that remains of a home after a wildfire ripped through Franklin and Sebastian counties. If a field like this one were to catch on fire, the new technology would send emergency management a text alert with the exact location of the hotspot. I'm here on Interstate 40 where around 2:30 this afternoon a semi-truck carrying ammunition fell off of an interstate bridge. Fort Smith police were called to this property not too far from Southside High School. When they arrived, they went up this hill and found a man digging a deep hole. There's no snow on the ground just yet, but I am alongside Highway 71 South where a majority of these surrounding areas will see winter weather. Now the race for Washington County Judge is close, but according to those early voting numbers, Republican candidate Joseph Wood is in the lead. Events have been going on all day long to welcome home Miss America. Here outside of the Washington County Courthouse, Issue 7 supporters are rallying, hoping to turn their frustration into something positive. And for many of these students, this isn't the first time that they've helped build a habitat house. The Stubblefield Center here on the U of A Fort Smith campus is the home of the original Toy Toss. The GPS tracking collars will help K-9 officers just like this one, and the future of Bree's football career is for her to decide. I'm here on Interstate 40 where around 2:30 this afternoon a semi-truck carrying ammunition fell off of an interstate bridge. Now, according to police, 2 people are dead from this accident, a husband and a wife. Now, the names of those victims have not yet been released. This is video sent to us from a 5 News viewer. You can see the smoke from the fire after the semi crashed. Eyewitnesses say a car cut the semi-truck off, causing it to swerve, and witnesses say then a tire blew out, causing the truck to go off of the bridge. Now, Franklin County emergency management crews shut down both sides of the interstate due to explosives in the semi-truck going off. Westbound traffic was rerouted to U.S. Highway 64, causing some backup due to the heavy amount of 18-wheelers being rerouted. Now, a cleanup crew has been called in, as well as the military, to guarantee that all the ammo is cleaned up from the scene. Now, we will continue to follow this story and keep you updated with the latest. Now, again, road crews do plan to treat these roads as early as 4 a.m. We will continue to monitor road conditions and have much more for you coming up later tonight. Live in Fort Smith, covering the news where you live, Krystle Sherrell, 5 News. Now, the road leading to the lock and dam has been blocked off by police, but as you can see here, right across the river is where those rescuers are working. Now, onlookers told me there are more than a dozen police and emergency responders working over there to help find these people. Now, at this time, those are the only details we know. We will be working to find out more information and keep you updated with the latest. Live in LaFleur County, covering news where you live, Krystle Sherrell, 5 News. Last night around 10:30, police were called to a home behind me here after reports of a shooting. Once officers arrived, they were directed to a camping trailer in the backyard where they found 2 men, one dead from a gunshot wound, the other unharmed. Caitlin, there are a lot of mixed reviews tonight. A lot of people are upset about the way the school district is handling the situation and how much it could cost them if this problem follows their children home. Charles says bed bugs are becoming widespread and very expensive to treat. Meet Molly, the fire safety dog. She can high five, crawl low, and even ring a bell.
She is a trick dog champion, so she knows about 82 different tricks, and she uses a lot of those tricks to help teach fire safety. Good girl.
Molly and her owner Dana travel across the country teaching fire safety, and they're also able to teach kids in places not so close.
We Skype with boys and girls from all over the world, and we have Skyped with boys and girls from 22, isn't it, Molly? 22 countries and 43 states in the United States.
Molly has been nominated for the American Humane Association Hero Dog Award.
Molly is in the Emerging Hero category, and what that is a category for dogs that have maybe done something special in their lives.
But the recognition isn't a priority for the fire safety duo.
Thank you. It is very humbling and very nice to be nominated for an award, but that's really, to me, not what it's all about. It's about if this is a way to help us share the fire safety message and to help keep more children safe, that's what it's all about.
Now the talented Dalmatian anxiously awaits the results. Molly, are you excited about the Hero Dog Awards? In Clarksville, covering news where you live, Krystle Sherrell, 5 News. The approach, the throw, and the angles. All parts of the game that a great bowler focuses on. And Madison Zollicoffer has all of that down.
I went to conference and I ended up getting 3rd in conference, and then I went to state and I won state. And it was amazing. I never thought that I could win anything like that.
Watching Madison perfect her bowling skills for more than 7 years now, her dad says he couldn't be more proud.
You get all that anxiety and excitement at the same time, and then once you actually see the scores coming in, then you realize she's done it. I knew she could do it the whole time, but she's done it. She's won. Even with the state championship title, Madison says she wants to continue to get better.
Honestly, I wouldn't consider myself the best bowler out there. You just have to try your best and concentrate on the things you need to concentrate on.
And she says it's the pressure that keeps her playing.
It helps me, stay concentrated, and everybody's watching you, so you have to slow down and breathe, and then you just go up and bowl and try your best.
With multiple awards under her belt, Madison hopes to bowl in college, and her family is behind her 100%.
I plan to keep practicing and playing as much as I can.
I'm excited for her, whatever she decides to do. Her mother and I are supporting her 100%.
In Fort Smith, covering the news where you live, Krystle Sherrell, 5 News.
Flying in here on those helicopters makes up for all the mornings of early PT.
We want to put our cheek in the same spot every single time.
From Black Hawk helicopter rides to marksmanship training, ROTC cadets from the U of A Fort Smith got the training of a lifetime.
The cadets got to see some of the risk assessments and some of the basics of military training, and then they got to come out here and see the results of their efforts.
This experience will not only give ROT students hands-on training, but it will help them decide what branch they want to join once they graduate.
It's an opportunity to speak with the officers of the aviation field and get to know how it all works and what it takes to actually be an aviation officer. Overall, to just give me a feel for what it is they do and how they do it, so I can compare it to the other fields when we get an opportunity to experience it.
And the officers say experiencing the firearms range and flight definitely beats studying in the classroom.
First and foremost, it's a morale thing for them. You can study about it all the time, but when you go out there and you actually do it and you're lifting off in the helicopters and you're putting rounds down range, it's something that's very motivating for the cadets. So we try to use that to reward them and motivate them as well.
In Fort Smith, covering the news where you live, Krystle Sherrell, 5 News. For Daniel Mwanza, his journey to becoming a surgeon all started with singing.
I'm originally from Zambia, which is in the southern central part of Africa. When I was a kid growing up in a Baptist church, we started a singing group just to contribute to the service. And as young children, we just loved to sing and sing together as a group.
In 1993, Mwanza's a cappella group traveled to Fort Smith to sing at First United Methodist Church, meeting the Vernon family.
As time progressed, I expressed to them that I was interested in becoming a physician. And so that's how I ended up coming back to Fort Smith and going to Westack College, where I did some of my college work.
Nearly 25 years later, Mwanza has returned to the city where it all started.
I consider Fort Smith as my home away from home. This community contributed a lot to my development and to my becoming a surgeon. I thought coming back, living among the people and serve here would be the best way to say thank you.
While he does continue to write music, the surgeon has even bigger dreams in the works.
I'll continue to work as a surgeon, but I am reaching back to the community that raised me in Africa, trying to put together some kind of a healthcare system that will help people there also.
In Fort Smith, covering the news where you live, Krystle Sherrell, 5 News. This kicker has never missed in a game and scored the first 7th grade extra point in school history. But you might be surprised who is under that gold helmet. At 12 years old, Brianna Lopez, or Bree, as her teammates know her, is the starting kicker for the Chaffin Junior High football team.
In elementary school, around when I was 4th or 5th grade, I would play outside with the guys, football, and I would just play, and they always would tell me to play for junior high, go for it.
And her coach says she's got what it takes.
She's got a specialty. She's played soccer all her life, and so she has that knack. I guess that's just pure athleticism because she has really good power with her legs, and she kicks it pretty good. She's pretty, been proud of her.
At first, Bree's family was afraid to let her play, but now they say they couldn't be more proud.
The very first one was so nervous because, Brianna, you haven't done this before, and she goes, Mom, I love football, and I told you I was going to be in it, so very proud.
And each day at practice, she sets a new goal for herself.
I just make a challenge for me in my head. I make 5 in a row and I scoop back. 5 in a row and I scoop back, and I just keep going, keep going.
And the future of Bree's football career is for her to decide.
I played basketball since I was like 8, and I wanted to be a cheerleader ever since I was small, and I've been tumbling for a while.
But for now, she's catching the attention of everyone around her.
I knew that before long that word would get out, and and people will start noticing her and stuff, and I think it's a good thing.
In Fort Smith, covering the news where you live, Krystle Sherrell, 5 News.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 33 years old.
Years ago, Devonna Wittenberg was working as a neonatal intensive care unit nurse here at Mercy Hospital, but also saving up for reconstructive surgery after she had a double mastectomy.
We had a baby that came through that my heart just went to. He was premature, no family, no visitors, no home. Nothing. But we had always prayed about having a 3rd child, adopting a child, but when I got cancer, obviously, that kind of went out the door.
But the dream of having another child wasn't so far out of reach.
I called the doctor's office, called them, and I told them that I was canceling the surgery, and they were like, why are you going to cancel it? You'd be the perfect candidate for that. And I said, because we're adopting a child.
Now, 2 years later, Levi, like any child, is running around laughing and playing with his siblings, Michaela and Matthew.
5 years ago, I could not have imagined having him, but now looking back, I cannot imagine our life without him.
Aww. For one of Devonna's friends, what started out as an idea for a radio wish has quickly become a fundraiser to give her the reconstructive surgery she's dreamed of.
I feel like, it's time to bless her. So that's what I want to do. Devonna never got depressed. I've never seen a frown on her face. She has always been a trooper.
A survivor for 6 years now, Devonna is surprised by the kind gesture of her friend, but says she's eager to get the one thing back that cancer took from her.
I'm still very much a woman, but it is an important part of me.
In Muldrow, covering the news where you live, Krystle Sherrell, 5 News. Police are investigating after the pastor of First Free Will Baptist Church was robbed at gunpoint.
I was literally walking to go to the bathroom. I untucked my shirt, and I got down here close to the door to the bathroom, about right here, and when I did, I started hearing someone bang on the door. And when they started banging, they said, "Help, Pastor, can you let me in?" And when they did that, I just kind of jogged down here to the door, and when I got down here to the door to open it, it was basically all over at that point.
The suspected robber then forced Pastor Watson on the ground, while 2 other men came in the room.
All I could keep thinking about was my son and my wife.
The men got away with money, Watson's great-grandmother's wedding ring, and a watch.
Yeah, they didn't take things that it seemed that could be traced back to them, and that's kind of what threw me off at first, because those are valuables. But they did take some things that meant a lot to me.
As police investigate, Pastor Watson says he is trying to move on.
I forgive those men that came in here last night. I forgive them. but there's things that they took that meant the world to me that I might not ever get back. When we go through things that aren't always great, we have to just keep our mind to the horizons and the focus of what we need to be doing.
In Paris, covering the news where you live, Krystle Sherrell, 5 News. The story behind this man towering over downtown Fort Smith is more than 70 years in the making. Gene Beckham, or Beck as everyone knows him, began working for OK Foods during the 1940s after returning from World War II and has done just about every single job there.
Working with a bunch of good people. You're working with a bunch of good people. That's the main thing. It was just one big happy family.
And years after his retirement, Beck still proudly wears his OK Food shirt.
This company has done a lot for Fort Smith, and a lot for the state of Arkansas, and a lot for the state of Oklahoma.
He says he first retired in 1991, but returned to work 3 days later.
And when I come out of the service, I come through here the day I come out, and I come back to work the next day. I've been there ever since.
Beck's belt buckle is one of the most detailed parts of the mural, but it's even more detailed in his memory.
My grandkids got this for me in 1991 out in Florida. I made a trip out there.
And now for years to come, Beck is going to be a vivid part of the place he loved to work.
It feels good. I like it. It's something different, something they can look at it for a long time.
In Fort Smith, covering the news where you live, Krystle Sherrell, 5 News.